What are you convinced people are pretending to enjoy? Having constant drama at work, in friend groups, and elsewhere really can't be all that exciting. Can it? If I have one friend causing me too much drama, I usually avoid it like it's the plague. Seems some people tend to create drama everywhere they go. 3-hour-long church services. Jesus gave the Sermon on the Mount in like 5 minutes. Get over your ego, pastor. Bars and restaurants with loud music and terrible acoustics. What's the point in being social in a place where they're trying to make it hard for you to socialize? Someone explained this once and it made a lot of sense, so I'm gonna try, but it'll most likely be crappy. Loud music fills in awkward silences and covers up social faux pas in an environment where mixing and mingling is encouraged. It helps facilitate you hooking up with Jenny because she doesn't realize you're a terrible conversationalist since the music covers it up. LinkedIn. Accurate. It's like an office party you don't want to attend but need to so you can network. Your boss's jokes. Podcasts where the hosts just laugh at everything the other hosts' guests say. Nothing is that funny for that long, dude. Wow, you're right. Sometimes a podcast really needs an editor to say, I'm glad you guys are having a good time, but this whole episode was like an in-joke that the audience is not involved in. Trying to make everything Instagram ready. I've fallen in that trap before, deleted everything but Reddit. I'm much happier now living in the moment, watching my kids play instead of taking photos of them, eating my food instead of standing above it trying to take a picture in a crowded restaurant. Once you stop feeding your ego, a lot of worry stops with it. Damn long, boring videos of their friends' kids. When someone asks me about my kid, I just show them one photo quickly and that's it. I know how much I hated when people start scrolling photo albums. Reaction videos. Why would anyone care how a stranger reacts to something? Most of the time, the reaction isn't even real and just played up for the camera. Live action remakes. The thing that I specifically don't like is when the live action remake is really a CGI remake, but they won't just acknowledge that it's still animation. You want to remake the hand-drawn animated Lion King movie with a computer-animated Lion King movie? I don't care to watch that, but fine, go ahead. But don't call it live action. Maintaining their jobs as YouTube, TikTok, Instagram personalities. I briefly had mild success with a channel on 10 years ago and it was nowhere near the level things are now. And I see the production value and the regularity of some of the content. And I just think how much pressure these folks feel to feed the machine or perish. American talent shows like quite literally America's Got Talent, and American Idol. Who are these shows catered to? The dialogue is cheesy, idiotic, and fake as, and the structure doesn't make sense. Back then it had categories and the contestants would compete against their own groups, which at least made it somewhat interesting. Now? Anything goes, and you could have a wannabe Jabberwocky dance group of about 20 people versus little Timmy playing a harmonica with his. It makes no goddamn sense. That nasty fermented shark they over in Iceland. Anything that requires an insane amount of waiting in line. Amusement parks, brunches at fancy places, nightclubs, etc. like, you're engaging in a barrier to make the thing you want seem worthwhile. I dunno, I despise lines. Playing tag with a 4-year-old. You have to let them win all the time to not make them cry, you have to run really slow and you have to look like you're enjoying it. Wrong. You let them win 30% of the time. This teaches them the value in winning and exploiting a physically superior being's weakness. My presence. Sometimes I think, well, if they didn't like me they wouldn't hang out with me, but then I overthink more and conclude that they're being polite and don't want to just ghost me. Baby showers / reveal parties. I feel like those are just excuses to have get-togethers. Having a job. As someone who hates working, I'd say it depends. I've done volunteer work I have loved and stayed longer than my shift, but my real job I do not like at all. Surströmming. There is absolutely no way people in Sweden actually enjoy this kind of. I used to think people pretended to like olives. I'd eat them if they were in a dish, but I didn't like them. A few years of that and suddenly I'm buying olives to eat on their own. Acquired the taste, I suppose. Those big spider leg eyelashes they pay for and put on. The Kardashians. My one wish is to find out what the hell made them so popular. Going to a children's performance, especially if their own kids aren't currently on stage. Waking up before dawn, to work out. NFTs. Life. Why is it so expensive? I'm not even having a good time. Hey, thanks for subscribing and liking. It really means a lot to me. While you are here, feel free to hop on over to the last video. See you there. Ronnie.